Now I fast forwarded now to the open of the European session. 2 a.m. New York time is when the London bond market opens, and 3 a.m. is when the London and European stock markets open. In this European session, the price action will increase in speed and the size of the movements will be greater. Most of the volume for the day is done in the European session for this pair, Euro-US dollar. The Asian session doesn't account for a lot of volume, and nor does the afternoon US session. And you can see that in the price action as we go through it. So I've already marked a few trades here. We'll just fast forward a little bit. We've been selling off, and you can see this rounding pattern here tells us that the sellers have run out of steam. And we need to take a long trade here, and again we'll be just looking for a couple of pips, see if we can get out there. No, can't quite make it, so we'll have to hang on a bit longer, and price bounces up and pulls back here, so we'll be out right there. Notice how we had this little bit of a pullback right here at this previous high. So now we want to see if price will get above there. It does, and we'll be long again here, and again we'll try just for a couple of pips. Price goes sideways and we fail to go higher, so our software will detect that and we'll exit this long trade over here after a number of attempts to get higher, and it doesn't happen, so we're out of that long trade there. It's not enough to make us go short at this point, so we'll wait and see what happens with this price action. We continue to go sideways. Anything above here we want to get long, and anything below here we want to get short. So here we'll take a long trade right in there, and we're looking for a couple of pips. We need to be out of all of these trades when 3 o'clock comes along. Price continues to move higher. We're trying to get back to that 23.30 level where we failed in the Asian session. Depending on the way the algorithm is written, this bounce off the opening price could also be a long trade right there. We get 1.6 out of it, and then we fall over again. So that'll turn into a losing trade here. And we'll watch again now what happens when price bounces off this opening price for the day, which is this dark blue line. So again, we get another opportunity for a long round about there, and this time we make our 2 pips. It's 2:30 now, and we often get a price reversal at this time, so this is where we'll pick up some money on the way down and back down to that open and a bounce there. That's probably where we'll get out. Might get out at 2 pips there, but if the price is continuing to fall and there's no bounce, then just leave it till there. Once again, we bounce off that opening price, so another quick trade. Remember, in algorithmic trading, the software can execute trades in about 150 milliseconds, somewhere between 150 milliseconds and 200 milliseconds, 250 milliseconds. So the amount of time that's taken place from here, this is 2:35 and 18 seconds, and this is 2:35, 49 seconds, say 48 seconds. So there's 30 seconds in there. For software execution, that's an eternity. Whereas manual execution, that's probably happening too fast to be able to manually execute this. So the software won't have an issue with executing these number of trades. We come back up here again to this famous 21.30 level, and this time we fail just underneath it. There's a short trade to be taken just here, back down to here. We finally break through that low, so through that opening price. So this is a short trade. Again, the software will be comparing where we got to in the Asia, what lows we put in the Asian session. We bounce back towards this opening price and reject it again. So that's a further short right here, and we'll be just trying to get back down to those levels down there. Let's see what happens. Doesn't happen. That probably is enough to stop us out of the trade right there. So we'll take a small loss on that guy. And then it does roll over, and the software will re-enter short right here. And we'll see if we can get down to 23.20, 23.18, which were previous lows. Any sort of bounce here will cause us to get out, so this bounce here would cause the software to exit. We're looking for the selling to dry up now, and we get back to that 23.18 level, and it appears to have dried up from this bottoming process here. So we'll get long here. A very quick, we only want 2 pips out of this one. If we can just get a little bit higher than there, that'll give us the 2 pips. We now want to see what happens at this 23.20 level. Going sideways, keeping an eye on the time. We're getting close to that 3 o'clock time. Price continues to go sideways here, breaks to the upside. There's only a minute left before 3 o'clock, so we'll wait. And here's our 3 o'clock time here. So we'll normally get some sort of price reaction here as stock markets open and people hedge their currency exposure. Then this is when this moves around. So we'll wait and see how that happens. We come back up. This is interesting how this has come back up and retested that high there. If that fell over and broke 13.20, the software would get short. And it doesn't happen. Continues moving higher, and this looks like a small short opportunity right here. And the price does fall, and we pick up another 2 pips. So the software will continue doing this all day long. You can see that the selling has run out of steam here, and we pop to the upside again. So we'll take a long trade here and just try and get back up to these highs, which we do there.